So we're going to do an oil change on a Craftsman LT 2000 model. This is also good for any other riding mowers if you're changing the oil. The procedure is going to be just about the same. I'm also going to be going over some Amazon products that help me do this just to make things a little more easier and a little bit cleaner. So we'll get right into it. Alright, so like I said, this is going to be on a Craftsman riding mower. Usually, at least I know on this one, it tells you the oil capacity right inside here on this sticker. So right there, 48 ounces. So you just want to find how much oil your engine takes. This is a 7.5 horsepower overhead valve engine. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the dipstick. Okay. Now, these are what's going to make your life a lot easier, changing the oil on these. Now, there is this extension port right here, but you do still get a little bit of spillage on the side, especially if you want your riding mower in good looking condition. I know obviously this one is very dirty, but this is a Forma-Funnel off of Amazon. I'll leave a affiliate link in the description. I do earn a commission off qualifying purchases at no extra cost to you. But you can get these in a 3-pack, and you can form them in virtually any way you want. I mean, whatever way you want. We're going to form it like this today, just so we're not getting any oil on the frame. So we're diverting the flow. So you want to twist this. This is a twist style. So twist this and then pull it out, and it drains the oil. And look at that. It's all going right into the pan, not getting any on the frame. So let that drain out the rest of the way. Now, yours might not have this particular type of drain plug. Yours might actually have a bolt. So you just want to find whatever size that is, loosen that. And especially if it's right next to the block, so it's going to be meeting over the frame, this funnel is going to be perfect for that. So you'll be able to bend this, put it right up underneath the port where the oil is going to be coming out of. You'll be able to divert all the oil onto this Forma-Funnel going into a pan. So we're going to go ahead and let this drain off, and then we'll move over to the oil filter. So just a real quick tip of what I figured out, so you're not having to sit here and hold this funnel here the whole time. Like I said, it is a Forma-Funnel, and I was able to form the corner of it right here, wrap it around the edge of the oil pan. Now I can let that sit there and drip. All right, so once you have a steady drip, you're good to go. We're going to go ahead and grab some brake clean. Spray this area off a bit. We're going to close this. So you're going to push in on it and then twist counterclockwise, or clockwise, I mean. So push in and turn clockwise. It locks it in place. Spray this down a bit. Spray this off. Look at that. Look brand new. All right. Now we're going to move to the other side and get to the filter. Now again, your filter might be clear up past the frame right here. This one's just right on the edge of it, but I know if once I start taking this off, it's going to start dripping along the frame. So we're going to use this Forma-Funnel. We're going to use the wider flat side on this part. We're going to form it to go right between the oil filter housing. Might have to turn the wheel a bit. There we go. So pull this out here. We're going to get this Forma-Funnel right up underneath the lip of the oil filter housing. We're just going to fold these ears up on the sides. Actually, I don't even have to hold it there. Look at that. We are going to bend this in a bit so it doesn't come out the sides. And we're going to grab a filter wrench. Now they have these at Harbor Freight, these oil filter wrenches. They are adjustable, so you've got small filters, medium filters, large filters. So it's like a slip joint plier type of design. So you've got different size oil filters. Just gonna flip this around. Try it this way. Ooh, that's tight. This is why you hand tight, or just a little more hand tight on your oil filters. This is way too tight. But we're getting it. Doubt we would have been able to get it with a normal, one of those BAM type oil filter wrenches. This one's got the teeth on it like a pipe wrench. There we go. Make sure our pan's there. Start twisting this off. Look at that, there we go. Going right into the pan. Not spilling on the frame. Not dripping on the floor. Not dripping off 20 different areas. It's going right in the pan. Just gonna flip this over. Yeah, that is bad. This is definitely overdue. Put that right there. All right, then we're gonna go grab a rag. We're gonna clean this mating surface. Now you do wanna make sure that O-ring does come off, that seal on the filter. So it did, because I know this is all metal right here. If it did, there would be a black looking seal right here around this mating surface. We know it's still on the oil filter, so I'm gonna grab a rag. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and grab this too while we're at it. Here's part number if you're ordering from Napa, 7035. Little itty bitty filter. I'm gonna clean up this mating area real quick. Get all this dirt and old oil off here. Wipe off here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go grab our Raz can. Spray this off. Also, if you're interested too, they sell these Raz cans at Harbor Freight as well by Maddox. I believe this is like a 32 ounce can, I believe. You can put cleaning solution, WD-40. I got brake clean in there right now. Look at that. We'll wipe that off with a rag. Brand new. Throw it back in your toolbox. 3-pack, Amazon. All right. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take a little bit of oil. I'm gonna put it on this O-ring right here to aid with installation, so the seal's not binding up when we're tightening this. Also, next time we remove it, it will not be near as hard, but it will be a lot easier. So we get that on by hand. Now, from the vibrations that these do encounter, I am gonna go ahead and use a oil filter wrench for this. Just gonna get it pretty snug on there, so it's tighter than hand tight, but not Hulk tight like the old one was. Right there, that's perfect. Now we're gonna start adding oil. So now when it comes to oil for any small engines, especially of mine, I always use Shell Rotella T6. It's a full synthetic heavy duty engine oil, and it is also JSO approved. So where's it at on here? There it is, right there. So this oil you can actually use in wet clutch applications. So in your 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, whatever you got a wet clutch. I use this oil in every single small engine I have. pressure washer, riding mower, push mower, dirt bike, four-wheeler, whatever small engine I got, this oil, best. I swear by it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in. And I believe it calls for 48 ounces. So I've got about 1 quart in here right now. So I'm gonna add this. All right. So yeah, since this is a heavy duty diesel engine oil, it's definitely going to withstand the abuse and long run times that these small engines do. So it really makes sense to use this type of oil in any small engine you have. It's going to reduce wear because of the full synthetic qualities it has. It's going to reduce heat because it will cool the engine better because of the heavy duty qualities that this oil has. It's going to reduce wear, all that. So very good oil. I swear by it. I've been using it for almost 2 years now in all of my stuff and worked great. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Not sponsored by them. I just thought I'd share because that's the kind of stuff that I use in any of my small engines. So we've got 1 quart in there right now. Go ahead and check this. And we are right at the top line. So whenever you're checking your oil on this, and I've had people mistaken this, so you've got the add line right here. So it says add, and you've got the full, and then you've got the 2 dots, and then you've got the hash marks. You want that oil level right at or just near right at the top of this upper dot right here. So we're going to go ahead and put the dipstick back in. We're going to start the engine, let it run for a few minutes, and then we're going to recheck it. Also with starting it, we're going to make sure that we have no oil leaks, because you can have an oil leak without the engine running. Once it starts running, it's building pressure inside the crankcase. You'll be able to tell if you have an oil leak. So we're going to go ahead and fire this up. And we're going to check for oil leaks. We're going to check around the oil filter housing. We do have a misfire, or not misfire, but backfire because there's no air filter. Waiting on it. We do have a little bit of oil down here, but I think it was from the oil filter housing. We're going to go back over to the drain. Make sure we're not getting any oil leaks around there. We're good to go. We're going to let this run for a few more minutes. Shut it off, let it sit. Come back and check it. And the reason why you want to start it and let it run after you add the oil, once it's to the fill line, is you're filling the oil passages and the oil filter. Once you fill those oil passages and the oil filter, your level's going to go down. So that's why you want to do this. Been running for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. Let it sit for a second. Let all that oil drain down back to the sump. We're going to recheck it. Wipe it off, throw it back in. So yep, look at that, below the add line. So we're going to add about just a little bit more, but like I said, you want it all the way up to this very top dot where it says full, or just barely below it. And that is a perfect level, and that's how you change an oil on a riding mower. Now, going over these Forma funnels, like I said, I am an Amazon associate. I do earn a commission off qualifying purchases. There is a 3-pack of these on Amazon, and I will leave a link in the description. If you're interested, go ahead and check those out. But till then, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.